What's up YouTubers, Johnny DIY here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install a roof vent on your roof. If you guys are new to my channel, do me a favor, click the subscribe and the notification bell so you can get all my new videos. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, our first step is actually going to be up here in the attic. Now if you're doing this during the hot part of the year, I suggest doing this first thing in the morning because it's really hot up here. Now here's the ducting right here. I'm going to be installing the roof vent on. This is for a hood vent for a range stove oven. If you need to know how to install a hood vent, I'll put a link down in the description and then one right up here. This is going to be the same process if you're installing a furnace or a water heater vent or a bathroom exhaust fan vent or even just a ventilation vent for your attic. So now we're going to go ahead and mark where our vent lines up with our roof line, and to do that we're going to use a plumb bob, which is a weight on a string, and we'll go ahead and hold that up to the roof line and we'll line the plumb bob up with the center of our vent. Then I'll go ahead and mark that. Now if you're installing a vent that has accordion tubing, you can go ahead and skip that. That'll make it a little easier. Okay, so we don't want to install our roof vent right next to any ridge or valley in the roof line. What you can do if you're worried is just go ahead and tap on the roof with your hammer and have a friend feel on the other side for where you're tapping, just to make sure there's no obstructions or anything. Now we're going to want to drive a nail through the mark we just made. That way we'll know where the center of the hole needs to be. Alright, so here's our nail coming through the shingles right here. Here's the vent we're going to be using today. We're going to go ahead and flip our vent over and we're going to measure the hole in the bottom of our vent about 7 inches. So we're going to want to make our hole just a bit bigger than 7 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark around our hole. And I'll go ahead and make it a circle. You're going to want to either use a reciprocating saw or a jigsaw to cut this out. I'll make sure I put links down in the description to all the tools and supplies I'm using today. Now we're going to line up the bottom hole in the vent with our hole in the roof. Then we're going to go ahead and trace around the top half. Now we know which shingles we're going to need to loosen up. It's going to slide up underneath the shingles. Take a flat putty knife or a pry bar. Gently lift up. Break the seal of the shingles. Then we're going to go ahead and measure the width of this part of the vent, 8 3/4. And just go ahead and mark the width. Then we'll take our utility knife. I'm going to trim this one. Now it looks like I'm going to have to take out a couple nails. Carefully pop out any nails that are in the way, any roofing nails. See how we slide the top underneath the shingles on each side and then underneath the back. That way we're left with all the flashing on the top covered up. Now you're going to want to get some roof and flashing polyurethane sealant. We're going to put a nice bead around that top edge and then down the sides. We're going to leave the very bottom open. That way if any water gets in there, it'll be able to get out. And we're going to want to carefully slip it back under our shingles like we just had it. Press it down. Now we just need to put 4 roofing nails in it. We'll put 2 in the top and 1 on each side. Make sure the shingle covers the nail. You just hammer it right through the flashing. 1 on each side. Then on the top I got 2 underneath the shingles too. Just 1 here and 1 here right under the shingles. And we're going to take our same sealant. We're going to put some over all the nail heads that we just put in. We're also going to run a bead across the top underneath the shingles and then down the side, just to reseal the ones that we peeled up over our nail holes on the bottom. Then you're just going to want to press down all the shingles where you put the glue. Then we'll come back to the attic and we're going to connect our ducting pipe to our vent. You'll attach these ducting pipes together with a few self-tapping screws, and then you're also going to want to wrap all the joints and this long seam with ducting foil tape, not duct tape. It's a special foil tape just meant for ducting. Now we're all done in the attic. Let's go back up on the roof and check it out. Alright guys, so sorry I lost light last night, but I just had to finish it. So basically the important part is just to make sure you put those nails under the shingles, and then just laid a nice bead of that goop around like that, and then I just used up the rest of it. I'm gonna come back and touch up with roof paint all these extra spots. Had a couple shingles that got a little bit of a damage, but you can just paint over this with some of your matching vent paint, or you can even use the latex paint if you have something that matches the color of your roof. But alright guys, that is how to install a vent in your roof. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, please do me a favor and subscribe, and also click the notification bell so you can get all my new videos. Thanks for watching Jonny DIY. Keep on doing it yourself, guys. Take care.